Welcome, one and all, to the best show you're going to see on the internet all week, all month, maybe all year.
Ooh.
Can we get an all year?
At least so far this year, we can do that.
I'll tell you what, there hasn't been a show that's made people more money consistently than us. I will tell you that much, and we're going to get into those stats later on, because let me tell you something, people. One thing the three of us know, it is movies and TV. And listen, you get three nerds together and you just say go nuts and talk about movies and TV. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to talk.
Go nuts.
Yeah, we're going to go nuts on it.
Have
like
fun.
we're going to talk.
And
So we're going to talk our game. We're going to talk our game. We're going to talk our shit. We're going to make you money, right? My name is Steve. I am your host. To this side of me is my boy Jake Parry. Jake, how are you?
Living the dream, brother. Out here, just got a tattoo. We vibing.
Jake powered through the pain of a tattoo and showed up for you people here today. That's commitment. That's commitment, right?
It really is.
And speaking of commitment, no one knows it better than the person on this side of me, because she lives in the middle of nowhere. And if that's not commitment to the bit, I don't know what is. Trash Sandwiches. What's up?
I guess that is commitment to the bit. I spent all day shoveling if we're talking about our days. We got 7 inches of snow. We were not supposed to, just randomly overnight.
We got random snow here too.
We got none.
Yeah.
None. Can I tell you, Boston has essentially turned into almost a subtropical climate, to the point that this week it's been mid 40s, low 50s.
Well, it was kind of warm here, but
yeah, we've got no
been
snow.
cold. 20 degrees every day.
I gotta tell you, listen, I accept that global warming's a bad thing, but sometimes, if it's gonna burn, right? If your house is gonna burn down, make some s'mores, right? That's kind of how I feel about this. You got
okay, fair enough.
Nice.
That's darker than I intended, but nonetheless,
kind of works.
Let's talk about what we've been watching lately, because that's what the people are here for. They're here to find some good stuff. Jake, I'm going to start with you, and you're watching something I've never even heard of, which is unbelievable because it's a horror series.
Yeah, it's a horror series on Netflix called Archive 81. The even more surprising thing is that my wife has actually watched this before I did. So my wife she just randomly, my wife is on a thing now where she kind of just finishes a show on Netflix and then just lets one of the 3 suggested ones be the next show that she puts on. So after whatever she watched before that, she watched this. I walk into the room and I'm like, holy shit, what's going on? This looks amazing. And she tells me, and now I'm watching it in every free moment that I have. And so I'm like, it's only 1 season. It's in the top 10 most watched shows in Netflix history, I think, if I remember it right, but was canceled after 1 season. So please bring it back, Netflix.
Loves doing that
because it's so good.
Why do they do that? Did you guys see that tweet? Someone's like, because
I wrote a whole article about it actually for IBT. Go read.
Wait, really?
All right. Yeah. No, actually. We will link it. Yeah, it was all about writer strikes and how it is all related to canceling TV shows after 1 season for no reason other than money.
Oh, shit. Also, thank you so much to all the IBT family. Speaking of all that, please like, subscribe, share. Tell us how wonderful we are. Tell us how awful we are. I mean, you can tell us how awful we are, but you'd be wrong because we're so good. It's unbelievable how good we are. I'm going to hype us up a little bit because someone needs to. That's just been, it's been amazing. So please, and thank you all for the support. You guys have been watching the show. You've been watching the clips. You've been great. Let's keep that up. Let's grow into something where we can take this even bigger and make it even better. So, the 1 season thing on Netflix is crazy, but I saw that Squid Game, someone just tweeted about it, Squid Game 2 is the most watched thing on Netflix. And someone's like, is anything ever not the most watched? Every time they release anything, it's always the most watched series, this, that, the other thing. I'm like, I think they just have a Amazon warehouse full of interns trapped, and they're just like, you're all going to watch this for countless hours at a time. Yeah, and it's just like a sweatshop, but for watching TV shows.
Yeah,
they have those.
They
it's
could
called
just have
every subscriber they have.
Computers running. Oh,
we're actually paying them to watch. We are paying them to make money. Think about it.
Yeah,
we're the worst sweatshop in the world.
We are paying them to sit down and watch it. But you know what? Honestly, it's what I love doing. I will honestly if I could get paid to do this, if I could get paid to do this, I would. and just sit down and watch movies and talk about them all day. Yeah. So, all right, Trash. What about you? What have you been watching lately?
So, I have been watching a lot of concert and performance specials, which is, I don't know, it's just been fun, like a little musical vibe concert at home. So obviously the Beyonce Bowl, the Nonsense Christmas. I did Guts like last night and this morning, which was fun. Always the Eras tour. I will always go back to the Eras tour.
Same.
I have thoughts about all of them, of course, but it's fun. I don't know. I enjoy. Oh, I also did rewatch the Beyonce Homecoming, but I'll be honest, I also go back to that one a lot. And
why not?
Maybe I'm gonna say my spicy take.
Go ahead.
It's a little spicy. Okay.
Lay it out there.
Okay. I think you guys are gonna hate it. It's fine. It's fine. So, and don't cancel me. You know that I am a Taylor Swift fan. Please. We see the Taylor Swift poster behind me. Okay.
I just got a Taylor Swift tattoo, so I mean,
exactly. We're Swifties.
I'm slacking in the Swiftie department. So okay.
That being said, the Homecoming tour walked so the Eras tour could run, because a look back through your musical eras. And I'll be honest, I kind of wish Taylor did a little bit more of that Beyonce style, like mashing things together from the eras. I like that we do one by one in a way, but I think that it would have been really fun to see. And we get that in the surprise songs, and I like it, but I'm like, we could have had more.
Yeah.
But
I think yeah, I think they both had
love the Eras tour.
ways. Yeah.
I don't generally disagree with what you're saying, but instead of saying the Era tour ran, I think it like dead sprinted a marathon.
No, it's true. It's true.
It was unbelievable.
You're not wrong.
Right?
Yes.
I've never seen anything like what the Eras tour did. Right?
I do explain it to my tattoo artist today because they were clueless.
We've never seen anything like what happened with that tour. That's the most unbelievable ability to draw money in that I've ever seen.
No, it's true. No, and you're right. Like, it absolutely did it and went with it, but there is, I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
I do have a Taylor Swift tattoo as well. I remembered.
I don't have that either, so I'm the only one lacking in that department too. So I will have to defer.
Come on,
I don't know
Steve.
if I want a Taylor Swift tattoo. I don't have any musical tattoos just yet. I do think I'm gonna wind up getting a Wicked inspired one, but that's TBD.
Just fit a little dagger in there. That could be quite a few. Little bow and arrow.
I just have stars, but it's like the stars. You drew stars around my scars. It's like around some scars. Anyways.
Oh, I like that.
Like, it doesn't need to be super Swifty.
I don't think I'm enough of a Swifty to honor her with a tattoo. I think it would be disingenuous. It would be me getting a tattoo to just get a tattoo.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, you can do that too.
I can do that. I have a lot already. So I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like running, it's all there. So, but anyway, I have also been watching something lately, but I moved over to Amazon Prime and I watched My Old Ass over there. I cried. I don't normally I get misty eyed at movies. I was a wreck at this movie. Have you guys seen it yet?
I have not.
I was texting Jake while I was watching it.
Yeah.
I know I was texting him and I was like, this movie hurt me in different ways.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like, and then it gets worse. It's really amazing. It was a really good movie. It actually made my top 5 of my top 24 movies of 2024. So, and the caveat was the movie had to drop in 2024. That's how you made the list. But I also have been trying to watch more foreign queer films, LGBTQ plus films, broaden my horizons, so to speak. You know what I mean? I don't have to understand entirely what they're saying. That's what subtitles are for. Love is pretty universally understood. And I love a good story that'll kind of pull at my heartstrings a little bit and hurt me and do all that good stuff. So that's what I've been watching lately.
Content.
A lot of good content out there. And I am so ready to bring you guys more stuff, because we're about to dive into the forecast and we're going to lay down some money. So let's get to it. our box office forecast, we use BetUS. And if you use the link that is in our description, you will get $50 in free bets matched. I'm not saying we're giving out free money, but that feels like we're giving out free money, right? Like, yes, you have like it's if you put $50 in, we just hand you $50. You can do whatever
But then
price
the
you
money
want
is
with it.
free.
Yeah, then the money's free, and then you just pull out your $50. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Like once
some
it's out of
money.
my once you use our link, it's out of my hands, right? So do your thing, gamble responsibly, blah blah blah. We got some takes. And so far, we've been doing well. I won't drop the bomb just yet. Actually, you know what? I'm going to. So far on our box office forecast hits that have cash, right? That have finished off their run. We are 5 for 5.
Woo.
5 for 5. We have made you money every single time. When we've said to do something, it has made you money. Now,
Yes.
we do have the Academy Awards coming up and the Grammys coming up, which means somewhere along the way we are going to miss because inevitably we all picked different things for different categories. We all had different albums of the year. We all had different artists of the year. So, who is going to reign supreme? As of right now, we are all perfect. We'll see how it goes come Grammy time and come what may with these bets. We are going to start Trash. You're going to start with your pick, and you are going after the new Snow White movie.
Yes. So new Snow White movie, and I've like heard some stuff about it. I've heard maybe it's a little problematic. I've seen the images, and Rachel Zegler, who is like absolutely gorgeous, does not look great in the promotional images. I will just say, like, that haircut is not.
That haircut
Yeah,
is so bad.
it's a bad haircut, and like I feel bad. Anyways, but this felt like or feels like easy money to me. It is red, the word red, over 3.5 times. Now, if you need a reminder of the description of Snow White, it's like the mirror, mirror on the wall, blah, blah, blah. Who's the fairest of them all? And it's the lips as red as blood, hair as black as ebony, skin as white as snow. It's like, maybe a little problematic descriptions, but lips as red as blood. Red.
That probably sticks around.
It needs to say it 4 times. Like, they don't even need to say it in that whole rhyme.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I just I don't know. I always think of like redder, which does always make me think of, shout out to that line from Scrubs that lives in my brain. He was redder than a strawberry, which is just sorry.
That's
one of those things that like
I'm waiting for Steve's Scrubs, or no, it's Psych, but I imagine you would be the same way with Scrubs, where you could be like, that's season 2, episode 9 at 32 minutes and 7 seconds.
I am going to disappoint and tell you I'm not a huge Scrubs fan.
I remember you saying that at one point.
Yeah, a lot of my close friends are, and I am not a Scrubs guy. You know what? I don't like medical shows. I work in the medical field, and I usually don't like medical shows. I only like House, and I only like the first 2 seasons. So, like 2 or 3 seasons, and that's really where I live. I can get behind red over 3.5 times. That seems easy. The apple will probably be red, right? Like
the slippers, red.
Yeah.
Her shoes.
I think that's a different movie.
That's the Wizard of Oz, but
yeah.
Oh yeah, what? Yeah.
I mean, maybe. You never know.
I mean, I think
I haven't seen the shoes yet.
I'm colorblind. Give me a break.
This feels like a.
Are
safe
you
bet.
really? Yeah.
I am. For real.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's appropriating my colorblindness. That's just like, we'll cancel him right here. So
could be worse.
It could be worse. I think that's a good bet. Jake, you also stuck with Snow White. Snow White seems to be on our minds.
Yeah, honestly, it was more the only other option was the Star Wars TV series that I refused to watch. So didn't feel like doing that.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm sticking with Snow White here. I think they're going to say the word fairest under 14.5 times. So 14 times or less.
They better say it less than that. That's
such a wild number.
It is. And so I was like thinking back to it, and I was thinking of the rhyme that you just mentioned, where the mirror responds that the queen is fairer than you, but it's like, I can't think of many other times where fairest comes into play other than that. Like maybe there will be some references here and there, but 14 felt so high. In the
That's
same way
so
that
high.
red felt so low, because red could be describing infinity things.
Right.
The only reason that
Neat.
like is interesting to me. Why would they set this line so high if they don't know something? Like, what
Right. That seems like an extreme number. Like
knowledge do they have?
unless there's like a joke that where it goes back and forth and it's like the Ferris, the Ferris, the Ferris, the Ferris, the Ferris, and like the dwarves say it all together. Like unless all 7 dwarves like bang it out,
But does
in
that
which
count as separate
case-
times?
like
If
I
it's
mean like in
separate,
unison,
yeah.
like they
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just go
yeah.
down a line.
But also,
right?
I don't know if they do know anything because it's the odds are the same on
Like
both sides of
March.
it. The odds are much like the red bet. I believe it's minus
Yeah.
120 both
Red
ways.
bet is
So it's
even.
like it's truly just like
Yeah.
but you guys can bet on it.
Weird.
We don't care.
That's a lot of times to say any word. I'd be shocked if the word "the" appears 15 times in a movie. Like, that's a lot of times for that word to pop up. That's not a word you use in
So-
everyday language.
Let us just say then, free money bets.
Yeah, that feels like
Like
free
this
money.
is easy
That's what it feels like.
money.
If that doesn't hit, I'll be shocked. Like, shocked.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's an
Yeah,
insane
I saw that number and I was like, I know what I'm picking.
That's an
Yeah.
insane number. That's a stupid number.
Yeah.
I did not talk about Snow White. I went with a different movie. I went with the Karate Kid. Karate Kid Legends, to be specific. I am saying that will make under 55.67 million US dollars on its opening weekend. I don't know anyone on planet Earth who's excited to go see another Karate Kid movie, and I get they're trying to capitalize on Cobra Kai. I get it. I don't want to watch Ralph Macchio like crane kick someone at 60 years old. That's not enticing to me. I don't think this is going to hold the same value. Like, and this number is actually in comparison with the last Karate Kid that dropped with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan.
Mhm.
It was basically like comparing them. And that movie was such a train wreck that I don't think people have a good taste of the Karate Kid in their mouths right now. Cobra Kai is something different. And even that, I think, kind of wore out as it went on, right? Like it kind of fell and fell and fell and fell and fell. I don't see Karate Kid making $56 million in its opening weekend. That's a pretty good opening weekend for a movie like this.
The only reason I think it may hit the over is that line. Well, actually, I should clarify. Does it specify on that bet if it's just U.S. North American box offices
It's
or
US.
worldwide?
It's
Okay.
US.
Oh,
It's in the
yeah.
US.
Okay. I was gonna say because that was just U.S. Canada opening weekend numbers. Number was higher with worldwide box office, but I couldn't be less excited about a movie that's coming out.
No.
I don't know anyone who wants to see it.
I
I don't want to see it.
don't care about any of the Karate Kids if that's
I don't
just-
either.
mm,
I don't either.
no.
They're very
They're not
overrated.
for me.
Even the good ones
Yeah.
aren't that good.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get it. And then like to make like how the fuck did Cobra Kai get 5 seasons? And like so many shows to start like getting 1 and then 5 seasons.
I gotta
thought it
look
was,
now
like,
and see how
maybe
much
2 or
Cobra
3.
Kai.
I don't know if Cobra Kai started on Netflix though. I think Netflix got it halfway
Okay,
through its
okay.
run. But
Still,
I don't know. I just am.
that's what.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of like
Also, the odds on that are it's plus money for the under, is it not?
I would have to double check that. I think it was though. I think the under was plus money.
If
Yes,
it's a
Cobra Kai
screenshot that
started.
you put in. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say Cobra Kai premiered on YouTube Red.
Oh. Yeah. So this bet is actually plus 130. So it
Diehard
is.
fans. Yeah.
plus
It
money.
Yeah.
is- It is plus money. So you bet $100,
think
you win
it's-
$130. That's pretty good.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't get it. I don't get it.
Do you think like they're banking on parents going? Like I don't know if enough
They have
No.
to
people
be.
want to go to the movies.
But I don't think are the kids interested?
I don't think so. I don't think this is a
I don't
very
think
intense-
anyone's
Does
interested.
kids do karate anymore?
Who
Is that a
watches
thing?
Cobra Kai?
Kids
I don't
probably
know
do
a single
karate,
person
but like
in my
that's
life.
different.
I watched
don't-
season 1.
I don't know a
just
single
recently.
person in my life
Can't
who
think of
is like
anyone.
religiously watches Cobra Kai.
I can't do it. It's so soap opera-y. It's crazy.
I just got confused
Haven't
the other
watched any
day
of it.
when I was watching, I think it was the UFC fights, and they were like, they panned the camera over to Ralph Macchio and William Zabka.
Yeah. I think this is gonna flop. I think this is just this is destined for a flop. This line, I'd lay the money down now because this line is going to drop as it goes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is where I'm at with that. We
I'm
have
on your
three more.
side there.
We have three more bets for you in the forecast. This is unusual. We went unanimous on a category that had a lot of options. Best Picture at the Oscars. We all said Wicked is our pick at plus 450. So I've said this out loud. You guys have now heard that we all are in agreement. You guys feel comfortable with Wicked being your choice where your money goes for the Oscar winner?
Yes.
I don't think any other movie comes close. Like,
I
I know
agree.
the odds are not, but
I
yeah.
also
I agree.
I looked at some previous, like the odds that I could find. Best Picture is the one where you're most likely to get like an underdog based off of value to actually hit. So that made me even more
Interesting.
comfortable picking Wicked. Like this is the only one
That
of
was a good
that
nugget.
didn't have like an over 80% hit rate on the favorite. So I
Okay.
think this is the most likely one. Plus, I think while there were a lot of phenomenal movies that have come out this year that were, or last year, that we are going to mention a few of them, through the remainder here. I don't know if any had a cultural impact like Wicked has.
I don't think so either.
And I think that's going to set it apart. I wouldn't be surprised. This is one where I would bet this line right now because I think this line is going to move heavily.
I do too. I think this is going to wind up being a heavy favorite.
It could, yeah.
I think musicals do have a history of winning Best Picture as well, which is very nice. Let me say this now. If The Brutalist wins the Oscar for Best Picture, I will throw a fit. I will say this about Adrian Brody has never made a movie that looks like it was fun to make. That man is perpetually miserable.
We did talk about this.
Like, I have never seen that man make a movie where I'm like, he looks like he had fun doing that. It looks like it's always like a fucking slog to get through. Like,
so, confession. I was watching the trailer for that. I haven't seen it. I don't watch high quality movies. I don't want to watch that movie. But I was watching the trailer and partway through, because I just kept thinking of the Kardashian Jenner. Realized they're two different men. Adrian Brody and Adam Brody. Wow.
Oh, yeah. They are different people.
They are. I do want to say, actually, I just pulled these odds up live. They already have moved. Wicked is only at plus 400 now. It's already trending.
This morning.
That was this morning.
This was at 2 p.m. when I filled this out.
Yeah.
It's shifting and it's going to keep shifting.
Bet
like that
now.
It's you got to bet now.
There's actually no longer a minus money movie.
That's crazy. Like,
Brutalist and Anora are the current favorites, both at plus 165.
Fast.
That's incredibly fast. Like,
that is incredibly fast. Like, incredibly fast. I've now updated our little graphic below us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Real time.
I'm here to bring the people the real time shit. I don't see a movie that deserves it more than Wicked. It is a cultural phenomenon. No. It's making more money than they thought. It made enough money that it covered both movies.
Yeah.
They have made their money back and then some on both movies. Like, if the other one makes $0, they have made money on Wicked.
They're profitable.
Right.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy. Like, that's insane.
Nothing else had the cultural impact, the star power. Like, other movies had stars in it. Nothing else had anywhere near the hype, the discussion, nothing.
Yeah.
I think this is the year where the Academy needs to get together and just say, you know what? The best movie of the year deserves the Best Picture win. Like, that's the end of it. Get out of here.
And I do think it's gonna sweep a number of other categories too, which is we'll talk about.
We have more coming up. But we have another bet that we are all in disagreement on because we couldn't pick someone from Wicked. So we want the best actor. Jake,
I'm so glad I bet this earlier when I put this in.
You're giving it to Timothée Chalamet.
I am. I'm giving it to Timothée Chalamet. I got my bet in. I got 1 unit on it at plus 350. He is currently minus 110. He is now
Holy
the
shit.
favorite.
I'm looking at that. This is wild. Dang.
These
Jake,
lines are moving
that-
fucking fast.
That's
But you can vouch. I had this in hours ago,
Yeah.
and I am tailing our bets just to see how we do. It's
yeah.
been pretty great so far. You guys should consider doing it, especially when you go to BetUS and you get a $50 free bet.
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
You should.
But yeah, I'm so glad I got that bet in now because 460
Jeez.
spots, a 40, like you now need to bet more to make what I'm going to make off of this bet when it inevitably
Right.
gets to him at minus 400. Because I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. He fucking kills it. I thought I was just watching a Bob Dylan documentary.
You know what? I'm going to say this. This might be a hot take. I think biopic movies are the easiest movies to act in.
I
don't
do,
think-
but I think Bob Dylan is such an eclectic person.
I just, the person already exists, like you don't have to create a character to play someone, right? You're just playing a person. I don't like when biopics win awards. They're usually boring, right? I haven't watched a biopic and been like, that was amazing, right? Like
Oppenheimer.
I don't like.
I don't know if Oppenheimer was like an actual, like, I don't know if I'd call that quite a biopic because they embellished a lot. And it was just kind of like about the nuclear bomb, really, or the atomic bomb. But like, again, I also don't, I am just
It's
not
fair.
a fan.
It's fair.
And
So
I think if you have a real person you can look at and be like, I'm just going to mimic that.
Yeah.
That's not really that hard.
I don't really like biopics in general. I hate musical biopics. Hate them. And I like musicals and I like musical performances, as we talked about earlier. Something about musical biopics. They do not do it for me. And I'm sure he was good. And it's just not.
He killed it. That's why I picked him. When I saw it was plus money, I was like, there's no way. That's like, he is the shoe-in to win this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Good
So
call.
So get it in now. As
Right,
soon as this is
all of
uploaded,
you
go bet
are
it.
getting this a
Before it's
little later.
minus 500.
right.
Because at
who
this
knows
rate,
what-
it's going to be that way in 16 minutes.
Right. Who knows what it'll be when we actually air this show because we're recorded. So like we're recording this on January 2nd. So if our odds have shifted, don't blame us.
I
All right. I went with Ray Fiennes. I think he did a great job in Conclave. I like what he did. I like the way I think it's time Ray Fiennes gets his due. And I don't know if he's won one before. I don't think he has.
No, he hasn't. I looked it up
And I
because
thought he
was
should have
shocked.
for
He's
Schindler's
nominated
List.
twice in Schindler's List and something else in the 90s, like 96 and 97 nominated,
Yeah.
didn't win.
So I think it's time. And sometimes with the Oscars, as people start to age, as Ray Fiennes is, they will give them an Oscar that maybe they don't totally deserve, right? Like maybe it's not the best acting performance in the year, but they may not get another opportunity, right? Timothée Chalamet will be nominated again, right? He's been
already
nominated a
won
few
one.
times already.
Or
He's been nominated. I don't know if
Been
he won.
nominated for Dune. I don't
did
remember
he
if he
hasn't
won.
won.
Yeah. I don't think he should have won for Dune either. I am not a Timothée Chalamet stan, right?
I'm
don't
not
think he-
either, but
I'm
not a
that's
huge-
why it surprised me so much to see him do so well.
Yeah, I think he's
in
better in indies.
complete
I think he's a
unknown.
better indie movie actor than he is a blockbuster actor. But I do think this is Ray Fiennes' year to win one. I think his body of work will sway the Academy and get him the win. He's also in it's kind of like a religious pick. Like that's always kind of like something that catches attention. Yeah, I just think it's like a decent plus odds bet
It's a solid pick.
to like lay your money on.
He is now at plus 250.
Okay. So
I'm just saying it's
no, I know those odds are getting farther and farther away from us. So I again,
Yeah.
right? Like Timothée Chalamet is a clearly heavy favorite right now.
Yeah.
So
still technically tied with Adrian Brody.
God help us if it's Adrian Brody. I
Yeah.
just can't. I can't do
Better
it. I
not
can't.
be.
Can't say I blame
can't.
you.
I can't. Trash, round us out on
Yes.
our best actor picks.
So Colman Domingo is saying, I have not seen this. Like I said, I don't watch good things. This is why you gave me the trash heap segment. But it looks really good, and I think he did a really good performance in it. It's really emotional. It's like about men's prison who learns like musical performance and takes, or not just musical, I guess, theater and musical performance becomes like a little theater troupe, which just is kind of a cool. It's based on a true story too, which is neat. And it looks like a good performance. I had it at plus 400. It has now shifted to plus 500, I believe.
Wow.
Just because them's the breaks right now.
When one goes up, something's got to go down.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think Jake, you probably have the winning pick here, but if you're looking for something else with a little bit longer odds to just throw a little money on, I think you could do this one as well. Although I think Steve, you might put a little money on all of them. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Right?
A little sprinkle.
I mean, if I'm Jake now, I'm playing with house money, right? He went from
exactly.
plus whatever down to negative, right? Like, so start laying it on everyone.
Exactly. Throw a couple long shots out there. Maybe Jesse Eisenberg does deserve it for a real pain. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows, right?
But
I don't think so.
I liked that movie. I thought
Glenn Powell and Hitman could do worse.
I don't know if you could.
Plus 5,000 odds.
That one, I'd be writing a letter. I'd actually write a sternly worded letter.
Andrew Garfield and We Live in Time.
Oh, he was
Nicholas Hoult and Juror Number 2.
He was really good in that. That was really good too. All right,
$1 makes you. If you bet $1, you get 400.
Many options.
There we go. Trash, you and I came to an agreement on the best actress, and we both bestowed it upon Ms. Cynthia Erivo, who, if she doesn't win again, I will throw a fit. I don't know what else you would have to do to win an Oscar.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised because all of those other lines shifted from when we pulled them earlier, and this one hasn't. And that feels weird to me. Why? She's not going to win?
95% of the awards that I could find odds for Best Actress have gone to the betting favorite as of January 1st.
Really?
Which is why I went with the betting favorite.
I did not think.
Well,
this is a very chalky.
We'll get to yours.
It's a very chalky award. I haven't even seen the movie that I picked my person from. This award is just so chalked.
You came with data. I think this is the year.
I appreciate the data takes, but
I like the data takes.
I don't want
I think this is a year that it goes
fully agree with you. If I was picking who I would vote for this award, I would pick Cynthia Erivo. It's not a question in my book. I don't know why she's not the betting favorite.
Do you think maybe it's like, do you think like Wicked's going to wind up like taking it and then they're like, we can't let Wicked just like run the show, right? Like, and just dominate. But here's the problem, right?
I think Wicked can run the show and dominate.
I think Wicked can run the show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised because we're not going to do a coverage of it, but I think Ariana could win Best Supporting Actress too, and
Best
probably
Supporting,
should.
Yeah.
I think she should.
I think she should.
I don't know what Cynthia Erivo would have to. That scene in the Ozdust Ballroom when she like starts to cry and like she's like having this moment. What more do you want, right? Like, what more do you want? She made the Wicked Witch of the West. We all grew up. There's not a person alive today that did not grow up with that being a villain. Not just a villain, evil, pure evil. So evil that water turned her to dust.
I still don't like the color green.
What's wild? I haven't even seen it, and we talked about this offline, and I hate it. It's my Everest, as Steve said. It's stupid technology issues last night. I'm sorry, I tried. And I live in the middle of nowhere, as Steve said. But even I have heard about the cultural impact of that scene alone. Like,
arguably the best scene in the whole movie.
And that, like, it's the microcosm of it, and that's why, like, she has to win.
She has to win.
I don't like the data here, Jake. I'm sorry.
I don't like it.
You might be right, but I don't like it.
I don't like
it's
it
not
either.
100%. So there's room for a win. I have seen it 4 times in theaters. I'll be perfectly honest. I've gone 4 times with different people, just seeing it. I have never in my life seen a better acting performance where you believe from the moment she walks on screen to the moment she hits the final note in Defying Gravity that is Elphaba. That is not Cynthia Erivo. That is Elphaba. And what she does, whether it be in her dialogue or her singing, delivers such power and chops to the role and makes it so legit. This movie really needed her to do that to succeed, and she carries it that way, right? Like, not that the other actors aren't doing their damnedest to keep up, and they are, but she's amazing. She's the lead. She's Elphaba. She's the Wicked
I
Witch
was
of the
gonna say
West.
there's a reason it's called Wicked. It's not
Right.
called
Yeah.
Good.
You had to shift the entire consciousness of the Wizard of Oz fandom. And now there are people who are like, fuck Dorothy. Right? Like now we all hate her. So that's where I'm going. But Jake, as you've said, and ruined our hopes and dreams potentially.
I'm sorry.
This is a chalky pick.
Very chalk.
And you're taking the chalk.
I don't normally go chalk. Here I'm going chalk. Yeah, it's Mikey Madison in Anora, -175. It's like I said, this is purely a statistical take here. Haven't seen the movie. I don't even know what it's about. I don't even know if I want to see the movie. Truly nothing to say here besides Cynthia Erivo or bust.
Who marries a Russian oligarch.
It's an okay movie. I thought it was good. It was an acting clinic. I thought it was an acting clinic. I saw it. I liked it. It made my top 24 list. Again, I'm not trying to plug it, but I am a little bit.
Always be plugging.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It's kind of like my job, right? Yeah. It was good. It was good, but it was fine. Like she did a good job.
Yeah, I think it may be the epitome of this one. Like truly just falls down to, like you said, an acting clinic where like the acting in the movie is so good that they had to go with her. I don't know. It should be Cynthia Erivo. If you put any other person in that role, it's 20% at best of what it currently is.
I agree.
Like I think you probably could have replaced Mikey Madison in Anora with another actress, and it still would have been a phenomenal movie. Yeah. Whereas with Wicked, I think if it's not her, it's not
as good.
Exactly. No. Like it truly, she made the movie.
I agree. 1000%. I agree. So, all right. Those are our BetUS picks. Let us know below how we've done for you so far. And if you agree, disagree, what your takes are, let us know. But we're moving on to another segment. Let's move on. Trash, take center stage because it's time for the trash heap. Everyone wants to be trash, and everyone wants the trash heap. Trash, what are you adding to the pile?
So this is more than anything a PSA because the world needs to know this, because every time that I've mentioned this to someone, they've been like, what? Pop Culture Jeopardy. Pop Culture Jeopardy is out there. It is a thing. It exists. It is on Amazon Prime. There are 15 episodes out. There are 3 episodes releasing at a time, like regularly. I don't know the frequency. Sometimes I log on to Amazon Prime and they're there. It's hosted by Colin Jost. And they play in teams instead of regular Jeopardy, but otherwise, like, it's just Jeopardy, but pop culture questions. And it's so fun. And it's like, basically, here's the thing. If you are watching this show, that means that you like pop culture in some way, whether it's just movie and TVs or like a little bit more broadly, you will like Pop Culture Jeopardy because you like these things. Like, please go watch it because I would like to. I would like this to be a thing for a while because honestly, I want to go on Pop Culture Jeopardy.
I will happily join you on Pop Culture Jeopardy. How many teammates do you get?
3.
Let's do it. We're going. We're in.
Are we doing it? Are we a team?
Yeah.
I'll find the internet and the internet link to sign it up, and I'll sign up right now.
Oh, I've already found it. You have to take a test. We'll talk offline. We'll talk after.
We'll talk offline.
You'll see us on Pop Culture Jeopardy.
We're there.
Please go watch this though. It's fun. You'll like it.
It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to start watching it. Another great addition to the trash heap. We like to keep it short in the trash heap, right? That's my favorite thing about you. You're so concise with it.
Like, I don't want.
You're like, let's get to it.
I don't have anything. Like, there's no plot line to talk about. Like, it's Pop Culture Jeopardy. What do you need to know? Jeopardy.
That's everything I need to know.
Movie,
right?
TV,
it's always my favorite section of Jeopardy. I always love when they're like pop culture. I'm like, that's great.
Then I actually know the questions.
Yeah,
I feel like I got so much stupider as I got older.
Like, I'm so sick of them being like, which of the King Henrys, of which there are 37 of them, was left-handed? Like, I don't know.
Unless it's Henry VIII and it's related to Six the Musical, I don't know.
Right. So
unless it's Derrick Henry, that's who my brain goes to when I hear King Henry. That's where we are.
Fair.
I agree.
They don't call it Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader for no reason.
For real.
Because we get dumber as we get older.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's our peak.
That's
Oh, man.
Fifth grade.
That's rough.
Terrible.
Y'all ready to fight about some stuff? Because we
Let's
got Mount
fight.
Rushmore coming up.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it.
Mountains in the west, the stories will last, the present and past.
All right. Every week, or every show, I shouldn't say every week. We're not weekly yet. Working on it, though. Every show, we put together our Mount Rushmore of some obscure category that inevitably leads to some sort of disagreement or banter. For this one, our Mount Rushmore is the best animated series of all time. Now, there is only one series that has been repeated in our picks. Only one. Trash, you and I had a similar pick. We had the same pick for one of them. Would you like to introduce it to the people?
Oh, I would love to. This is, I will say, my Mount Rushmore pick because I love animated TV shows. And in particular, and we have talked about it on the show before, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's so good. It's
So
just
good.
like it is the tight, 4 seasons of or it's 3 seasons. 3
3
seasons.
seasons.
Yeah,
3
of course,
books.
3
Yep.
seasons because the 3 books, like you can binge it in a weekend.
You sure
Do
can.
it if you haven't yet. It's phenomenal. It has the story, it has the heart, it has the humor. I don't know what more you need in a TV
shockingly
show.
funny. It is shockingly funny.
It is.
Like,
It
it's
is.
such a good show. Here's why I had it on my Mount Rushmore. I just finished it for the first time ever.
First time.
It is my boyfriend's
Exciting.
favorite show of all time. Hands down.
Nice.
He made me watch it.
He has good taste.
That show, yes, it is marketed for children. It's written in such a way that you as an adult get to take away so much from it. It's so much deeper than you'd expect. There's so much more to it than you'd expect. The character development is on an absolutely different level than most shows you watch. Now, I do
The
have a hot
character
take.
gorgeous. Okay.
The character arcs are amazing, right? I do have a hot take about Atla. My boyfriend may break up with me over this for saying this on air. I may end up single over this. I do not like Katara at all.
No, that's not allowed. It's not allowed. There are other characters that I could let you get away with. Katara is like one of the few that you simply cannot.
I can't. It became a running joke that like I just dislike Katara. Every decision she makes aggravates me, like to no end.
Is she a little bossy and like overly motherly and things at times? Yes, but also we love Katara, and like she grows in her own way, which is like, and she becomes less of that over time, which is what we need.
I can't do it. I don't
can understand
like
like not loving her, but like,
I'm just like,
sad.
like she gets someone thrown in jail because she's like too nosy and too involved. Like it keeps happening,
just
right?
Classic Karen
she
behavior.
She just keeps getting people tossed in jail like over and over and over and over again. Like people can just wind up in worse situations when Katara gets involved.
Okay,
Like
next time I'm watching,
the episode where
I'm gonna have to pay attention.
when she's the painted lady, that like she like nearly gets that town burned to the ground. Like I'm not a Katara fan.
Okay. That was a misstep. You are not wrong.
That being said,
so does Aang. Aang fucks up.
Aang also does that, but Aang's 11.
God.
So like I'm like Aang's like a child. Like
okay,
so
and she's like 14.
Also problematic, by the way. I don't like that they're in love like that. I'm like that is like
no, because they shouldn't be. Because also it's
be.
Zutara. I'm sorry.
I also am not Zutara. I don't like Zutara because I like.
No, I like Zutara. It is Zutara.
I like May. I am Team May. I think May is like one of my favorite characters. She's so funny. I love how apathetic she is.
In like 15 years, I don't know if I've ever been more lost in my life.
It's Jake. You got to rewatch it.
Go back.
Like you got to go.
Apparently,
back
I do. Add it to the list.
It's so good.
I think I'm booked I think I'm booked with what I'm watching for every day of 2025 at this point. So might as well just keep adding it on.
2020
need sleep.
You watch the short episode where Iroh's backstory is explored, and you tell me that's not the greatest episode of animated television of all time.
It's not because
I
of the
love
shows that are on
Iroh.
my list, but I respect it.
Episode, not series. Episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we're gonna get into it then. Fine, Jake, give us your first one.
Yeah, so I realized after the fact mine is in reverse order. So if you're saying, Steve, that Atla is like your greatest of all time,
Yeah, that'll probably be my go.
then mine is Hunter x Hunter easily.
Okay,
I definitely nerded out here, so I have 2 animes.
you sure did, because I have no
on
idea
here.
what the Christ you're talking about.
No.
The anime that everybody should watch to start watching anime, because it gives you every cliche in the best way possible that you will get throughout every other anime series that you watch. It's so good. It's so good that they're collaborating with like major streetwear brands, and like that. This is the cultural impact this show has had, is that they like major brands are reaching out to the creators of the show to collab with them. Like nobody else is doing that.
That's something.
I don't think nobody else is doing that, but
Nobody
maybe
else.
with anime.
I can't with anime. I'm not a huge anime,
Yeah,
although I
I'm not a
guess
big-
Atla's in a
Atla
Avatar
is
is the
anime.
closest.
Anime?
Yeah.
It is technically anime. It is based
Yeah.
off of manga.
right. I think like it's obviously in English, written for English, and blah blah blah. But like, yeah, I guess it is in that style.
Yeah. Hunter x Hunter.
All right.
Perfection, literal perfection in a TV show, especially an animated one.
Maybe I'll have to take a look at it.
It's so good.
None of us agree on the rest of these. We have no more repeats. So
We
I'll
get
go
some
next.
similar ones.
We have similar ones, but
Similar, but not
we do have
repeats.
some disagreement that may come from that though. I'll go next. I'll throw Bob's Burgers on the table as one of the greatest animated series of all time.
Never got into it. Tried,
That's a
couldn't
shame.
do it.
That's a shame. Oh my god, both of you? Really?
Couldn't do it.
Trash. I thought Bob's Burgers would be like so up your alley. Like Linda is like
No.
you in 20 years.
I think it's.
I'll give you my hot take on. Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Oh my god.
Let's
We'll
hear
get
it.
to me. We'll get to me.
No, you're
I
there.
hate all adult animation. I think all adult animation is
Wow.
That's been another episode, guys. We will
Yeah,
see
for
you.
real. Like we're gonna go yell at each other now. That's crazy.
well,
That's a crazy
sorry.
take. That's
So,
an insane take.
Steve, I have a feeling that your issue with one of the movies that we're reviewing for Take Two is very similar to my issue with Bob's Burgers, in the sense that it's too much deadpan humor.
I love deadpan humor. Don't get me wrong.
Then you
What
better
you
love the
subjected
movie.
no. What you subjected me to trash. There's this movie called The Dead Don't Die. It's on Netflix. That was maybe the worst movie I've ever sat down and had to like drag myself through.
He was texting me like, I feel like I'm on acid.
Like literally, I've never felt like
Oh no.
I have never in my life felt so like out of body as I did during this movie. I had no fucking idea what was going on.
It's so good.
Crazy.
I
It's
loved
like
it.
8 different plot points that don't start nor do they end. They just happen. Like you kind of just catch the middle of these plot points. And
When I
mean,
explain it to you in
I
the
guess for a
when we
movie,
do
that's the yeah.
when we do our episode and I explain it to you, it'll make more sense to you. I still think generally you're not gonna like it, but when I explain to you the purpose behind it, you'll get it.
If you have to explain the purpose behind a movie, I'm out.
I had to look it up.
Sorry.
I was like, I thought I had the wrong movie. I genuinely believed I had the wrong
Yeah, he was
movie.
like the Adam Driver movie, right? I'm like,
Yeah, like and then he said yes, and I was like, this can't be it. There must be another Adam Driver movie called Dead Don't Die. And Googled it.
It's not
And then I was
bad.
looking and I'm like, what is going on in this movie? And like insanity. Absolute insanity.
It's so
but
good.
I get
Okay.
Bob's
okay.
Burgers is hit or miss for people. I do love
People like
shows
it.
that subvert expectations. And I like that Bob and Linda do not fall into this stereotypical sitcom trope of bad parents don't like each other, blah blah blah. Like they are a very loving couple, they are loving parents. It's very funny to me. I like that. So I went with Bob's Burgers. We're gonna move over to trash. Give us your next pick.
So, accordingly, all of my picks are kids TV shows because I love kids TV shows. But these are all kids TV shows that I think can hold up for adults as well. And that is why my number one pick is absolutely and hands down Phineas and Ferb. I love Phineas and Ferb. I've talked about it before. it does the like, what do you call it? Like a form episode, or like when
Yeah.
a TV show has, yeah, exactly. It does that form episode, and it does it so well because every single time it hits the mark, and sometimes it's in like that little bit of different way. Actually, not even sometimes. Every time it's in that little bit of different way that just gives you something. Like it is genuinely funny for all ages. I think I put that on, like that's my go-to background show. I love it.
It's probably like my number one honorable mention, like first one off the list for me.
Really?
It's so good. I love it.
Thank you.
I never got into it. And like I know I'm like
Okay.
older. I don't know if I'm older than both of you, but I'm older than Jake. But like
I
By
don't know
like
if you're, how old
a
are you?
year and a half.
I'm 31. So
I'm almost 32. So
I
we're
turned-
the same
Wow.
age.
yeah, I thought
I
we were
turned
like the
30
same
in
age.
6 months. No,
Yeah.
5 months.
Were we kids for Phineas and Ferb? Did I just miss out?
It was
Yeah.
okay. So it came out when we were like in high school, I think. But my friend and I watched it, and we were like, you know, when you have those shows that you like watch with your
Yeah.
friends, that you're like,
I just watched
maybe
Avatar:
we
The
don't
Last
tell.
Airbender at 31 years old. Like, listen, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
judge someone for
sure.
watching kids shows. I
No,
don't care.
exactly. But like we
Came out
like,
and
you
the
know,
first episode was 2007.
yeah,
So I was 12. You guys were what, 13 or 14? So yeah, like
14,
going into
yeah.
freshman year of high school.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, high school. But it was so good. Like it, and it still is. I think you would like it. I think you should. Like, I'll send you some episode recs if you want, but also
Uh,
just any
I'll have to
episode
check
is
it
like
out. I do think like Perry the Platypus is funny.
exactly. Well, because every single episode you have a Perry the Platypus and Doofenshmirtz storyline, the Phineas and Ferb storyline,
I
the
actually
Candace
just
storyline, and they
saw-
all like
I just saw a TikTok compilation of like Perry the Platypus like slowly becoming Perry. Like it just happens every time where like Doofenshmirtz has no idea like that it's Perry,
every
even though
single
it's
time.
very obvious. And every
Yeah, it's
single time
so
he puts the hat
obvious.
on and he's like Perry the Platypus. Like I think that's sometimes that is peak comedy for me, right?
Well, and that's why I think you should watch, like, give it like 3 episodes, and
Yeah.
you'll like 3 random episodes in the middle of it, and you'll
Just be
I think.
hooked. My
Yeah.
my random favorite part of Phineas and Ferb is that Bowling for Soup is who did the opening theme for it. My uncle
Yeah,
used to be
that's-
their tour manager.
that's kind of
So
And they do
I've-
a lot of the music for it too.
yeah.
yeah. That
Yeah.
is
I actually
sick.
have a drum head right there hung on my wall signed by Bowling for Soup.
Oh, that's sick.
Nice.
I we'll just kind of keep like bouncing around. So I'll go next. I am changing my pick because it hit me just now that I'm like, you know what? There's something to this. I was going to say Archer. I'm gonna give Archer an honorable mention. I gotta go with SpongeBob SquarePants.
That's my next honorable mention.
Okay.
Like
okay.
I gotta give SpongeBob. There is not a show you can name right now that has pervased through
yeah.
like our generation.
The
Every
Simpsons.
no,
The world.
no, we quote SpongeBob at like an absurd rate. It happens all the time.
I do it. My
like-
wife doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Every single
I
person you
don't
hand
even-
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
like if you say to someone, "Hey, you want a chocolate bar?" There is an 80% chance. Exactly. There's an 80% chance someone says that to you, right? Like it's like a real thing.
This is Patrick.
Yeah.
I mean, I
there's
feel
a-
like it's not. Yeah. This is Patrick. There's definitely like, I feel like it's less quotable and more memeable, but like the pervasiveness of that show as a meme, it is so memeable. Those memes are everywhere. It is.
I have a
The
shirt
sticking
of
power.
Doodle Bob holding up a Coors Light can instead of the pencil.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's lasted a long time. I still think it's really
Well,
funny.
like,
Even as an adult, I think it's
all the
funny.
time.
Well, it was originally written to be an adult
supposed to be
cartoon,
for
like
Right.
on Adult Swim. They
Yeah.
turned it down and they were like, I guess we'll just dumb this down for kids and still include every joke we were going to do anyway.
Right. I think the characters are amazing. I think the animation is really cool. Like the newer episodes are bad, right? Like they didn't really hold up because they got like new writers and different people, blah, blah. But like the original like first couple seasons is so good that I'm like, that's
Yeah.
There's
like,
a lot of seasons to go back to.
yeah, that raised
before it
that raised
fell
like a
off.
generation and a
Yeah.
half. Like 2 generations got raised
Yeah.
on SpongeBob.
I will never forgive SpongeBob though for giving me my fear of butterflies.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You remember that episode, Trash? You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, yeah, but like, why would that?
when it's just a
on you,
normal day
man.
and then it cuts into a close up, and this was back when
Yeah.
the television networks
fair.
didn't have
Yeah.
volume regulation.
That was
So I'm a kid
hit.
watching this, and because
Also,
that episode probably came out when I was like
think it was a
4.
moth. It was a moth, was it not?
No, it was a butterfly.
I don't know what it was. It was terrifying. Is
It
what
was a butterfly that was
I'm with
in
Jake on this.
Sandy's
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, that messed me up. That messed me up.
Yeah.
But like,
I still to this day, my wife made me go through a butterfly garden when we were in Florida. I made it about 30 seconds before I started to have a panic attack.
Aw.
yeah, that's pretty mean of her.
I love
I
butterflies.
think- I
I
think
could have
you
said no.
told-
I tried to go.
You tried. You
Yeah,
were being
yeah.
a good
No,
husband.
it's good. You
I
did
think-
it. You did a good effort.
You put in the effort. You get commended for that. I think if you asked millennials, you get to eat one fictional food. I bet Krabby Patty wins
Krabby
out
Patty.
by a pretty hefty margin.
I don't even love the show, and I'm still like, I think about Krabby Patties.
It's not my
You
answer.
know,
Just
every
'cause
couple months. I don't know.
I just feel like it'd be really soggy. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, it has to be a crispy patty.
No, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm
SpongeBob
saying. It's
makes fries
underwater.
a good patty.
It's
He fries a
underwater.
good patty.
You can only fry it so much before
He
it falls
defies
apart.
logic. Okay, the
defies
bun would be
logic.
soggy too by that logic, and it doesn't
Yeah.
look soggy.
No, it's not soggy.
That's what
It's
I get. I don't
amazing.
know what it's made
perfect.
of. Now I'm
Okay,
confused.
so
All I
we'll
know
take
is
a
that's-
crispy or a crusty crab to Sandy's Dome, and you can eat it there.
Okay,
All
thank
I
you.
know is that Squidward was willing to gain literally 1,000 pounds on those things. So in like one night. So
I think that was
Jake.
just the first time you had anything that tasted good in his life.
probably. Jake,
Still.
you're next.
Yep.
They
So
tasted good.
We got to keep moving.
So
Yeah.
next up for me, another classic anime, Attack on Titan. Just an absolute classic, phenomenal show. I could have gone all anime. I decided not to, so I do want to include a couple
Thank you.
honorable mentions. You should definitely watch One Piece. If you can get through all of One Piece, everybody in the world in your life knows you're the most committed person that's ever existed. The first season of Death Note, fuck the second season. First season,
Okay.
peak television. Second season, they were phoning it in. And
The
of course,
graphics I'm going to be able to put on the screen for this section, by the way, because it's all anime. Like, you know, it's going to be like just.
it's going to be so good.
I'm going to have so much
Um,
fun with this one.
And I'm blanking on. I shouldn't be blanking on this one. Demon Slayer is also absolutely phenomenal.
It's funny,
You even think some of the shows that we watched growing up, like Naruto, if you've watched that, is technically anime
really
based off of
watch it.
manga. Dragon Ball Z,
DBZ, I was a fan
Like,
of.
that it's so good. It's so
I love
good.
the DBZ abridged. Have you ever seen that on YouTube?
Yes,
So funny.
yeah,
That
it
man's
is.
a genius. That was so funny.
And there's 100 other anime series that I could have mentioned. Like, there's so many good ones. Like, if you get, it sucks to say you have to watch a sub version and can't watch the dubbed, but I'd watch the dubbed anyway because you still get the gist of what's going on. It's not a perfect translation, obviously, but if you can like commit to sitting there and watching the subtitles, you get so immersed in it. It's so good.
Which one are we talking about now? You named
Any
eight
of them. Any of them.
Any of them.
So what's your actual pick?
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to put the little banner across the bottom of the screen, so I need to know what the fuck we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, Attack on Titan. I said that was the first one. I said Attack on Titan.
I know, but then you
And then
named a
you
lot.
said like 20 more.
You're like,
I said I
want-
could have made them all
You're like, I have a few
anime, so I
honorable
want some
mentions.
honorable mentions, and here's 28 more you should watch.
Yeah, and you're like,
More
that's
than
fair.
the 4 that we total could have had.
But yes,
Yeah.
it is
For sure.
by far like it's only 4. Attack on Titan's only 4 seasons. It's one of the much more manageable ones to sit down and watch. It is worth if you watch Attack on Titan, I will go rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender. I put
don't
that
know,
out there.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. I'll say maybe.
Maybe.
I got
But, like,
if I
give
have
it-
time, I will.
Give it one season.
I'll give it one season.
Maybe.
All right. Jake, you actually owe us a double because we're about to round
No,
this
I
out,
haven't
so
picked yet.
I know. Oh yeah, just go ahead. Go again.
No, I think we skipped because you guys. Oh wait, no. No.
You and I
Never
picked
mind.
one that was the same. So it like
I
Dr.
can't remember the order.
I'll tell you what, I'll go
I
next.
feel like now it doesn't matter.
I'll go next.
No, we
Oh,
both
yeah,
still
you go.
have.
We all still
No.
have. Do we have 2?
I have one left.
I have 2
Trash
left.
has 2 and I have 2.
Okay, so you don't
All
go,
right.
Steve.
All right, trash, go.
Either one. I'll go, and then we'll.
And then I'll
Okay.
go, and then we can. Yeah, there
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
We got there.
There you
We
go.
got there.
We got there. We took the scene
I told
approval.
you
We
not.
got
That's
there.
not my strong point. Same.
Yeah.
Okay, so, my pick is Scooby Doo, and I did indeed wear a
Oh.
Scooby Doo button
I love Scooby Doo.
because I love Scooby Doo, and all of you keep doing your honorable mentions of shows, and this is why I'm going to do Scooby Doo for my pick, and I'm going to pick every single iteration of Scooby Doo except for any with Scrappy
Valid.
Doo because fuck any of the ones with
Yeah,
Scrappy Doo. But
not
all
good.
of them are good,
I don't
and they
know.
all have different like strengths and weaknesses. But there's like 3 to 4 different iterations of it.
I like the young
different
one.
reboots.
Like,
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
what
the
is it?
young,
What is it,
like
like
kids, like when
yeah,
they're
like
in
where
the
it's like a pup named Scooby Doo. I like that.
no,
You just said
I
every
don't like any of the
iteration.
ones with the kids.
To be
Okay,
fair, I
take-
really enjoyed Scrappy Doo's
clarify.
character in the live action version.
I didn't like him at
Okay.
all. I
The live
love
actions are
Scooby-Doo,
like a
though.
trip. They're weird,
I love
but
them.
also fantastic.
It introduced us to James Gunn, which is just an amazing way to like meet this man. I think that's amazing.
Fair. But I love a good Scooby Doo, and I think it's such a nostalgic childhood, like classic Saturday morning cartoons, and like no matter when you grew up, there was a Scooby Doo in your Saturday morning cartoons.
It was a
Yeah.
staple.
Mhm.
I love Scooby Doo because like I to this day still am like, how did they decide that was the villain? Like it either made so much. It was always like some businessman, right? But like it was like they
Yeah.
picked a random character, like they just kind of like went and like it was always just
Yeah.
a random. They were like, why did you do it? And it's like, I just loved it. I loved everything about it. I love Scooby Doo.
It's a good show.
You
great
will never
pick.
catch me disparaging Scooby Doo.
Yep.
I am all in.
Also, the trope of like people running in between doors and
Yep.
like never catching each other, that has to come from Scooby Doo, right? Because if it doesn't come from it, it is
Yeah.
most certainly popularized it, and that is like
Absolutely.
such a classic TV
Shaggy and
movie trope
Scooby
now.
running into the villain and somehow getting away.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Or they
Didn't-
like join forces
Didn't
to
Simple
get
Plan
any
do the theme song too at one point?
for one of them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Scooby Doo on Zombie Island has one of the most banger songs of all time
Okay.
in it. Terror Time, unbelievable.
I will give that.
I
a
will.
watch.
That I'll have to rewatch.
Hits hard. It's like a rock song for no reason whatsoever in the middle of a Scooby Doo episode. Like electric guitars, like the whole nine. It's crazy.
love
It's
it.
such a good movie. It's actually kind of scary. Like I was like, damn, this is not like for children. It's like
well, but it's all Scooby Doo level of scary. Like I feel like I don't
Mm-mm.
like scary,
No,
and I can.
No,
Is it? It's not animated. It is animated.
It is animated, but for the first time, I'm gonna spoil it. For the first time, they're not fake. It's like real. Like they're all real. Like yeah,
the
it like
monsters are
totally,
real.
yeah,
Damn.
totally fucked with my expectations as a kid. I can't believe neither of you saw it.
Also, what's new Scooby Doo?
I mean, maybe I did. I just don't remember.
That series of Scooby Doo with Simple Plan performing the theme song.
Yes. Yeah.
Another
What's new
banger.
Scooby Doo?
Yeah,
No, that's like the peak.
that's
one
peak.
of the peaks.
Yeah,
I think it's
Yeah.
yeah.
banger.
Shout out to Matthew Lillard for perfectly portraying Shaggy and continuing to
Yeah.
voice him all these years later.
I will
Fun
say,
fact.
They've
might
only
be
had
one-
like two Shaggy voices like ever, right? Casey Kasem
Yeah,
and Matthew
then-
Lillard, like two
then Matthew
Shaggies.
Lillard.
Yeah.
I will say that Scooby Doo live action movies, shit on them all you want. I don't know if there's a better performance in terms of casting characters.
Yeah,
They
It-
picked
I
the
think
right
it's
person
like
for every role.
Colt campy. Like it is
Yeah.
perfect for that.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be like high quality cinema.
I
We never
guess
need to think of it that way, but
it's
like
so
it is
funny.
perfect.
It's so funny. I guess James Gunn wanted those to be R-rated movies, which I'm like,
I think that could have been.
release the gun
Yeah.
cut. Like, give us the
Yeah.
director's cut of those. Like, I want the R-rated Scooby Doo.
I will forever
also-
appreciate the live action Scooby Doo movies for introducing me to Linda Cardellini.
Oh, yeah.
What a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
she's
Velma.
great.
I will forever joke with my dog that I'm gonna dress her up like Scooby Doo style to take her on a plane or take her anywhere. Like the dog, when they put her as the grandma. Exactly. And it's so obviously not a human.
Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna give my last pick now.
Yes.
I'm going with
No,
American
I have
Dad.
to go. I have to go.
I already went. I said American
Okay,
Dad.
I'll do both
Bad.
of mine at the same time.
Do both of yours, and then we'll round it out.
No,
Oh man.
Then the
We'll
trash will
figure
go.
this
Blah, blah,
out
blah.
next time.
It's fine. I am going American Dad. I love American Dad. I think it's the superior McFarlane rom.
wrong.
I know we're gonna get to that. I think Roger is the best Seth MacFarlane character across the board.
Mm.
I think he's real. Like, there's nothing about that show that doesn't make me laugh. Like, I think they had to figure their way out for a bit. Early on, it's good. It's not great. It's like a very political satire kind of show. Once they embrace that, they're like, this show's ridiculous. It goes so off the rails that it gets so much funnier. Usually shows weaken as they go on. This show gained so much strength by leaning into the absurdity of it. There is not a character on the show that doesn't make me laugh. the whole family makes me laugh. Like Francine, she is one of the funniest characters to me. I love Stan, I love Roger, I love Steve, I love Haley, I love Klaus. I'm there for it. Jake, you have a different Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, it's Family Guy. There's zero question that that's the superior series. American Dad would not exist if not for the success and performances that Family Guy has created. And I think you can make the opposite argument that Family Guy has gone. That's everybody's argument, is that Family Guy has gone downhill over the years. And I
Every
fully
show has.
disagree.
I also disagree.
It's as good now as it's
As
better
ever was.
now than the first like 3. I mean, there was a reason it got
Absolutely
canceled.
better.
There was
Absolutely
a reason
better.
the show got canceled and they had to like fight to bring it back.
Yeah.
But that stretch from the first season back to today, there's a reason that this show is going nowhere. It's outperforming The Simpsons, which is, another classic long-running comedy show. Like, there's a reason that Family Guy is still gaining popularity and The Simpsons is kind of plateaued. Like, it's creative, it's unique. Their ability to predict the future is shocking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up.
I feel like
Family
that's what people always say about The
also
Simpsons. I've
Simpsons
never once
thing,
heard
too.
that about Family Guy.
It's
Family
both.
Guy's an okay job about it.
But
do an okay job.
it's so good. They're the way that they tap into like the current moment to create episodes around what's going on in pop culture in the moment, in the media, and every single way. I don't think another show has done that as well, even slightly as well as Family Guy has.
Yeah, Family Guy's
I
pretty
will
good.
say, even as a non-adult animation person, if I'm gonna be the tiebreaker vote here, it is Family Guy. That is the one that, like, even in high school, like, that would have been the one that I watched when I did watch that kind of stuff. And like, that is the one that sticks in my brain, that like there's so many God, what is the pedantic? You can't say pedantic without every single person. This potato salad is shallow and pedantic.
Yeah. There's a couple, like, it insists upon itself. Like that pops
It
up all the
insists upon
time.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's a lot you could say with that. Like it is a funny show. I love Family Guy. I was torn between the two. So it's not like I'm like sitting here like shitting on Family Guy. I love pretty much
Fair,
anything
fair.
Seth MacFarlane does.
I will say I do think American Dad has better characters. I think Family Guy is the better show.
I think Peter or Roger are the two funniest characters.
Oh, easily.
Like, maybe ever to me.
Brian's up there too for me.
I don't like
I like
Brian,
Brian.
so I am
love
not a
Brian.
Brian Griffin fan.
I know.
think
I learned
Lois
that
is
when I picked him as
sneaky
my
funny.
pet.
Yeah, I think Lois is sneaky funny. She's like a sleeper pick for like hilarious.
Yeah.
Like when they let her
Meg.
just be like an absolute sociopath, it's so funny.
The full neck episodes are some of my favorite. When they let Mia Kunis,
I don't like those usually. I like when they use Meg and Chris sporadically. Like Chris especially, like when he just kind of like exists in an episode, like really weirdly randomly. I think that's where Family Guy's at its strongest. Jake, I want you to go again because Trash has one more pick, and I feel like we need to talk about it to end this segment. So Jake, go twice.
Yep. The final choice for me is Rick and Morty.
I also consider that too.
Again,
an incredible show.
Modern classic, extremely quotable. Came out when it needed to, got out when it needed to.
Still going.
Cultural icon.
Did start watching this. I will be honest, it was the burping. The burping lost me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it.
I like
love the burping.
that.
The fact that he used to actually get so drunk that those were just real burps.
I will hold a grudge forever against that man for like ruining a good thing and just being a total shitbag.
Yeah, same. But they brought the Szechuan sauce back to McDonald's for a minute. So
they did. And they were able to actually impact culture. Like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. That was why they had it was between Rick and Morty and SpongeBob for the last spot on my list, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you think Hunter x Hunter has influenced the pop culture because they did some design or collab, and now we're talking about how Rick and Morty brought back an entire sauce at McDonald's. You can't make that case about Hunter x Hunter being the only show that did that.
I said in this like clothing, streetwear, like that. I meant that way.
I don't even know about. I've seen clothing streetwear from all.
I've never seen anything about Hunter x Hunter. I have to say,
not Hunter x Hunter. No,
I've never seen anything about them. Like I have to say, I am surprised, Jake, that between the two of us, like loving adult animation, South Park didn't make it on either of our
I've
lists.
never been a South Park kid.
I'm a South Park guy. I like South Park. I think as it's gone on, it's gotten a lot worse.
And I think that's what it is for me. I think it just got very.
I think there's a sweet spot in the middle.
Yeah, it got really very overplayed.
Yeah.
Like the World of Warcraft episode is still one of my favorite episodes
One of the best
of
episodes
animated
of
TV
anything
all time.
ever. Yeah.
Like so good, but there's so many that are just like they go too far. They do cross the line between edgy and funny and edgy and mean. Like they have some episodes that are like that, and then they have episodes that I'm like, I could tell you guys just got really high and we're trying to fill your quota of episodes, and this wasn't good.
I will say South Park misses probably more than they hit, but when they hit, when South Park hits, it's like just an absolute grand slam. It's unbelievable. Trash, you have one more pick, and I have to say, of all the picks that are on this list, this one caught me so wildly off guard.
It did, but I want to say, bravo. Great.
Yeah, like this is a pull. This is a pull. Like this is lay it on the people.
Maybe it's a pull for you. It's the Magic School Bus.
What a crazy fucking random choice.
The Magic School Bus is
in our favorite
great.
rocket ship. Through
That's my Magic School Bus theme.
I know, but every time I hear Magic School Bus, that's what comes into my head for some reason, and I don't know why.
Okay. Now it's like cruising on down Main Street.
Miss Frizzle.
Regardless, yeah, Miss Frizzle and Liz. Like I love Liz. It's such a funny show, and I think it's like you get the ensemble. I don't know. It's a good ensemble cast, and you got the crazy adventures of it. I don't know. Are we allowed to talk about drugs on here? Does that negate?
I think we're okay with drugs.
Great. Get very high and watch the Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time.
Yeah, you will.
You'll learn something too.
Yeah, there you go. You'll learn.
Only consume if you are of legal age and it is legal in your state.
In illegal states.
Laws.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Do it. It's awesome.
I am of age and I live in a legal state. We're good. We all do. Right?
I'll throw a disclaimer below the video or something. I won't, but
cool.
We'll pretend I did well. All right. That was a great segment, guys. Good job. So I'm going to do my little thing now. Hang on one second. I want to show a platform where you can capitalize on entertainment knowledge or hedge your risks if you own the stock. It's called Kalshi. It's the first legal exchange where you can trade on any event. And I've been using it for a while, and I found it indispensable as I trade entertainment. Kalshi has hundreds of markets to trade on related to entertainment. They have box office numbers, Oscars betting, Billboard Top 100, video games, and more. We are so proud to have Kalshi as a sponsor. Thank you, Kalshi. And we hope you'll check them out. You can sign up using the link in our description. And the first 500 traders who deposit $50 will get free $20 credit. Again, we're giving away free money on this show. You are so welcome, people. Now, we are 6 of 8 on the year for our Kalshi picks and our Kalshi Cuts segment. So without further ado, let me hit that theme song.
Under the neon lights where the shadows dance, we ride the rhythm, take a chance. Blades of sound slicing through the night. Kalshi Cuts bringing fire to the fight. Kalshi Cuts, sharp and clean, carving paths in a midnight dream. Feel the beat, let the echoes rise in the heart of the city.
I think it's safe to say that's our best intro song of the lot.
Yeah,
that's the one I like.
Beer. It makes me want to go.
I know, right? Like I want to It makes me want to buy a General Lee. You know, like I want to be like one of the Dukes of Hazzard. Like I just want to be out there and get mud on my pants and then curse the gods above for getting mud on my pants. I'm not an outdoorsy boy. I like my indoors and my books. It just has never been my thing. So anyway, like I was saying, we are 6 of 8 so far on Kalshi. Let's review real quick. I'll just run us through what we did our last show, not last week. Each of us make one pick, and that's how we do it on Kalshi. I had Mufasa's over under 70 Rotten Tomatoes score. I picked the under. That was correct. Trash with an absolute Hail Mary shot predicted correctly that All I Want for Christmas Is You would be the #1 song on the Billboard Top 100 on December 14th, and she was correct.
Mariah Carey gets her money. So do you.
Mariah Carey gets hers. Jake, you missed by so little.
So little. So close.
Little. You predicted Nosferatu's Rotten Tomato score would be over 90. It fell just short. I'm sorry.
I trusted the process. The process let me down, but it hasn't let me down previously. So
I thought the process was good.
It was so close. And to be fair, I could have gone safer and gone 85 and over.
Yeah.
I did shoot for the stars a little bit with 90.
I think you did say to the people that you could do that if you were feeling a little
I think you
less
did. I think you gave
confident.
that disclaimer.
So like maybe some people, you know, maybe some people still
maybe it's a half hit
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
aspect then.
But that being said, we're going to give you a chance to redeem yourself.
Yes.
Jake, what's your Kalshi pick?
Yep. So here I'm going for the 2025 Oscar for Best Cinematography, going to The Brutalist. Steve over here can knock Adrian Brody all he wants. I will join in on with him doing that. However, this is simply about the cinematography of the movie, and there's a reason this is the betting favorite over on BetUS. This is the betting favorite on a bunch of different sites. When you check out like congregate odds, it's The Brutalist everywhere. It's the only award that was really kind of unanimous across the board as the betting favorite that I could find. So I'm truly just kind of leaning into the chalk here a little bit. That said, it's still at a really good number. You can definitely still make money on this as the lines get closer and closer to 100. You're still getting in at a really good point. So I think it's still a good bet to make, even though I do think it's going to walk away with the award.
Love it. Trash, what's your Kalshi cut?
So also going with an Oscar pick, this is not one that you can really make elsewhere because it is costume design, which shout out to costume designers in general because they're underappreciated. Wicked's gonna win it. Wicked's gonna win it. Have you seen those costumes? They're great. They're phenomenal. They're fantastic. Like the other options, if you look at how the odds have gone, like the odds are only increasing. So yeah, get in while you can because it's gonna win. And you could win.
Michelle Yeoh's hair and Elphaba's hair, like, and Cynthia Erivo's hair, like, that they did, so beautiful, gorgeous.
Doing like an iconic Galinda dress, like that is no small feat, and doing a new take on it, like all of that,
everyone looked amazing in that movie. Like Jeff Goldblum's wizard suit, beautiful, so well done, so clean. Everything about that I loved. I went different than you guys. I went away from the Oscars. I am saying that the Wolfman, its over-under is 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Based on the previews I have seen, that movie looks, A, genuinely terrifying. Cannot wait for it to come out. And B, it looks like it's a well-made movie, which, thank God, we're getting some good, well-made horror movies to kick off the year. Now, we had some great ones, right? Nosferatu came out, beautifully made movie. I think Wolfman will get an over 70% Rotten Tomatoes because I think they're going in a different direction. I don't think we've had a werewolf movie in a while. It's really something it's screaming, like its trailer was different. It was terrifying in a unique way. I think they're going to really bring something together here. I'm going to give it the over. I'm going to take that risk.
Nice.
It's a Lee Winnell movie. I'm in.
There we go.
I have to give it a chance. Insidious: The Red Door. I know he only wrote the story, and you could tell because that shit was awful. But everything else that he's written has been amazing. I'm fully on board, and I truly do think that this is one where I would say I would have pushed the line up more.
Yeah, it feels like this could be an 80% Rotten Tomato kind of movie.
Yeah, I love the pick. I'm very excited for this movie as well.
I hope we continue our hot streak. Please drop your best bets below in the comments or let us know how you've done so far in the betting. We're here to make you money and we'd love to hear from you. So please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We have one more segment before we say goodbye to you. We're going to hand out some awards. They're obscure, they're ridiculous, but we each came up with one. So let's dive into it. It's time for the Golden Buckets. That one has like almost like an Iron Maiden feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that one's kind of a bang. Yeah. That one's a banger.
Yeah, that one kind of like
all bangers.
They're all bangers. All right. We stuck with television pretty heavily for this one. And I like it. I like that we stuck with a theme. And you know who else will really like that we stuck with a theme?
Seth Wilcock.
Seth Wilcock will, our boss.
You're welcome, Seth.
You're welcome, Seth. This will tickle his little brain. And every now and then I need to make him happy because he deals with me on a daily basis being a pain in his ass. So
I also thought these were really fun. I've been asking people like all evening, all day since we came up with them what their picks are. So
Yeah.
I
They're
think
good
they're
ones.
I think they're great ones. So let's start with the best TV dads. Jake, you want to kick us off?
I will here. I'm going with Phil Dunphy from Modern Family. I think it's kind of everything I would want in a dad, like smart but dumb, funny but also cheesy.
Yeah.
Also,
He's a
they're
great dad.
honestly, to be 100% transparent, like clearly that family's doing well financially, and that would
Yeah,
be
he's
sick.
good. He's a good realtor.
Fair.
Yeah. So he doesn't really miss for me. We've talked about it on Take Two that it's one of my favorite TV dads of all time. And I was just reviewing this as like, who would I want as my dad? And I would love Phil Dunphy to take the place of Dave. My dad.
I
Dave.
think
Love you.
I think that's wonderful. I did not go. So let me say, this looks like just based on our picks, like I did not go by like who I want as my dad. I do not want my pick as my dad. I went by who's my favorite TV dad. For me, there was no other choice than Frank Costanza from Seinfeld. Every episode he's in, he makes better, like significantly better. Those are like the star episodes. Like the Festivus episode, amazing. The episode where he falls on Fusilli Jerry, amazing. Anything he does is amazing. I quote that man all the time. Like I just love him so much. Like I wanted to hang. I'm so sad I can't just like hang around with him. Like
But
I'd be friends with George just to be around his dad and mom. Like
which
the parents,
Frank Costanza though? Are we talking John Randolph or Jerry Stiller? There are two.
Jerry Stiller.
Yeah,
Jerry Stiller.
I know. I was kidding.
Yeah,
John Randolph
like,
was one episode.
I don't even know what episode that would be.
The handicap spot.
Pilot.
Wait, really?
Mhm.
He's in that episode. George's parents are in that episode.
Yeah.
Wow. I've just watched that episode like today, and I didn't even realize that. Guess I wasn't watching that closely. Trash. Who's your go-to TV dad?
Yeah, not really a dad that I would want, but it is Michael Bluth from Arrested Development. I feel like we have not talked about Arrested Development enough on here. It's a great show.
It is.
And I thought about doing like, you could do almost any dad on here because you could also do like George Bluth. I guess that's the only other Tobias. I'm not gonna pick Tobias, but like
I love Lucille Bluth. Let me tell you, Jessica Walter.
I
to me
love Lucille.
My boyfriend and I quote her all the time. Like we'll be like, she's always said I was too critical. Another fault of hers. Like
it's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10.
It's just so
Go
many.
see a Star Wars. Like, oh, so many.
You know he's doing this just to spite me. It's like, then why'd you throw a party? To spite him. Amazing. Wonderful. Everything
good.
about it is amazing. That rounds out our TV dads. Good job, team. Then we got to, I have to say this, we're doing best TV intros. I'm going to say this now. I hate TV intros. I think they should be outlawed. There should be a law against them. They're too long. They're annoying. They drive me crazy. However, I'll start this one because there is one. There's only one that I prefer. Not only do I want the longer version, I'm sad when the longer version doesn't pop up. The greatest TV intro of all time belongs to the Golden Girls. Thank You for Being a Friend.
Solid.
Is a banger. I'll fight anyone who says it's not.
It
Like,
is. It is.
It is, yeah.
You want the extended version. It sets the tone for the episode and the show. It's a good, well-sung song. It has that heartfelt melody. It's a very catchy melody. I love it. That is my pick for best TV intro of all time.
It's a good pick.
Trash.
So I get what you're saying about TV intros being too long. I would counter. There are a lot of bad TV intros out there. A good TV intro can be as long as it wants to be. I will be happy to watch it every single time, but there's a lot of bad TV intros that I'm like, skip. Just make it 5 seconds, make it the title card. For mine, I did one that is very fun and I cheated a little bit. It's WandaVision, yeah, because it changes every single time with every episode's like theme and feel.
Yeah.
Like that. I think it's a very creative TV show in that way in general. I think
I agree.
they did that in the themes and that then you get like the one that's like the Malcolm in the Middle style and the like what is it? Is it the Dick Van Dyke one that's like the old time?
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
Yep.
On the Mary Tyler Moore show, I think, is what it's doing. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. And then there's God, why am I blanking on like the Full House one? Like, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
They do it. They do the tropes and they like give you what you want. Scratches the brain in the right way, you know.
It does. I
It
loved
does.
WandaVision. I was a big fan of that show.
Yeah.
I thought they did everything well in that show. Jake, speaking of
Full House. Whatever happened to predictability? The
yeah,
Milkman, the Paperboy, the evening TV.
good lyrics.
It's a banger. It's a classic. I wish every podcast that we did. I suggested actually for this podcast. I'm pretty sure that we did a Full House intro.
Yeah,
That got shot down.
I think you did.
Yeah, I think we had to
Yeah.
put the kibosh on that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would have been
Maybe
just a
we'll
lot of
do a
videos of
special
us, like,
episode sometime.
Maybe we should do that. I wouldn't mind.
We'll see.
it's a
we'll see.
it's a classic for a reason. There's a reason that WandaVision did it. There's a reason it's been memed
Yeah,
in every
That's true.
TV show in some way, shape, or form. Cultural icon of a TV intro.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Make sure you guys drop in the comments your favorite TV dads, TV intros, and now your favorite TV musical episode. Trash, start us off.
Yes. It is my musical. It is the musical episode of Scrubs. This is a fun musical episode because I feel like sometimes you get a musical episode in a TV show and you're like, what is going on? That just came out of nowhere. They like shoehorn it in. I
Like
think that
Grey's
Scrubs does
Anatomy.
it in a really, like Scrubs does it in a good way. Where like the premise is this woman is having like a brain tumor. So it's essentially all in her head, but it's this very vivid, like musical scene of it all. It's fun. I still have some of those songs in my head now, like all these years later.
So as
And
a
it's-
non-Scrubs watcher, is it a jukebox kind of musical episode? Like, are they singing
No,
songs that
nope.
exist, or they wrote
Totally
original music?
Mhm.
totally
That's neat.
original, and all like themed around the characters, the storylines. Like it does it full scale. Like she is experiencing the world in musical form, like musical theater with dances and everything. Like it is.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I like Scrubs.
That
I know
sounds
you're not
fun.
a fan, but
I maybe I'll give it another shot. Who knows? Because I like there's some moments like the safety dance moment cracks me up every time. I'll never
Yeah.
not find that funny.
See, I feel like Scrubs is the one medical show that somebody in the medical profession truly would enjoy.
I've heard it said it's the most accurate.
Is it? Maybe I'll watch
That's
it.
what I've heard.
All right. Well,
It's
I'll
funny.
just add it to my watch list, I guess. Jake, what's your favorite musical episode?
Yep. So I'm going with Chapter 31, A Night to Remember from Riverdale, Season 2, Episode 18. The school is doing Carrie the Musical, and the show is performing Carrie the Musical. Carrie is one of my favorite musicals, books, movie adaptations of all time. And
Nice.
I don't like I should clarify, this is the only musical episode in Riverdale that I enjoy. And it is hands
done,
down
like,
one of the best.
One every season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except
never
for the
watched
first
Riverdale
season.
either.
This is in the second season, and this was the first musical episode that they did. But it went
Okay.
very downhill after this one. This one killed it, and they were like, "That was so good, we got to do this shit again." And then it was horrid, and I just
They
skipped
did, like,
those
a
other
Heathers
episodes
one?
now.
Yeah.
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 Others.
I was super hopeful for the American Psycho one, but yeah, no, the rest of them were pretty ass.
I can't watch Riverdale because of that, the high school football little monologue that whatever the Christ his name is does. That means you've never experienced the highs and lows, the victories and defeats of high school football. Like, because the guy's been in like jail
Yep.
or something. Like, and he thinks like
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, that show just seems absolutely stupid.
It's very corny.
It is, but it's fun.
But I
Is
think,
it?
yeah, it's the theme of it.
Yeah, I also read
Okay.
I read the Archie comic books, so it's
Okay.
a bit nostalgic in that aspect for me.
Okay. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I'll round us out with the greatest TV musical moment of all time. It is Psych the Musical.
So good.
This was the craziest episode of anything that's ever happened because A, it's non-canonical, right? It doesn't stay within canon at all. it happened because everyone was just like, you want to do a musical episode? And they were all like, yeah,
do it."
sure. Let's do it. And then for some reason, everyone in the cast can sing really well. Like they're all just really good singers. And the songs hit. Like the songs hit, and it's done around a murder mystery, which Psych always is.
It's always.
And I'm like, damn. I'm gonna rewatch it again. I just watched it like a few months ago. But like there was no question
been a
when this
while.
became when you pitched this, I was like, I know exactly what I'm answering.
Yeah.
There was never a
You
question
put it in
my mind.
so quickly.
It was immediate. Like it was
I love it.
immediate. I'm like, I'm gonna get it before anyone else does because in my
Ugh.
brain, like I'm like, there's no other answer. This is the 101. Like it's
It's such a good show. It's a good
It
episode.
is,
Like
yeah.
it's or a good special.
it's so
Yeah.
good. Like that show was so good. I of all the shows
is,
getting
it is.
reboots, I'd love to see Psych get a reboot and
I
like
feel
give
like
us
you
another
could-
like
yeah.
3 seasons, 4 seasons out of it. I think you could. I don't think
I'd
anyone's
watch
that busy. So why not? Well, we've reached that sad part of the show.
Yes.
We all just put it at the same time. Good job, team. Where we have to say goodbye to the people. So with that, I will say thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope we make you some more money. I hope we've made you some money. And I hope that if we haven't educated you or entertained you, I hope we've at least pissed you off enough that you'll come back and yell at us some more. I think that's always the goal. Right?
Yeah.
So for myself, well, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Steve_Lawson. Trash, where can people find you?
I am at Trash Sandwiches.
Short and compact. Love it. Jake.
The opposite of short and compact. If you like fantasy football, you can find me on Twitter at Perry_FF, over at JWB Fantasy Football. I do other content over here at IBT Media, and I'm also now the golf DFS person for Fantasy Alarm. So make sure you check them out as well.
Great job. And of course, please like and subscribe to the IBT channel itself because they give us our platform to come on here and be idiots for an hour and a half every show. And at the same time, open it up for us to be ourselves, which is really important in today's day and age. If you can be nothing else, please be you. Guys, thank you so much for joining me again. To everyone who's watching, thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you.